Welcome back to the latest episode of OPT Fitness. We have a guest in the studio with us today. I'm going to introduce PJ. I nearly got a name completely wrong there because we've just had this conversation about people talking, giving it a wrong name. So PJ from Cure Active PT is you.
Yeah.
However, there is a second part to you that we'll come to later.
Yeah.
Okay. So, folks, this is PJ from Cure Active PT. How are we?
I'm good.
Fantastic.
I'm good. Nervous to be here. I've never done a podcast before, but
you will relax into it. Well, the thing to remember is it's just me and you. All right.
Yeah.
The hundreds of people that are watching this on no, American. Nobody's watching you live. You're all right.
The thousands of people.
Thousands of people that will look at you and go, she made a mistake. No, they won't. They won't. They better not anyway. No. Just relax, be you. You've got a loads to talk about. You've got such a fabulous story, and one that I was actually really, really keen to get onto the podcast. Lots of different reasons where I think you're a great person to speak to. So I hope you do relax into this properly, and then you can let yourself go. Okay, so tell us a little bit about you then, and your fitness business journey, whatever.
Well, I wasn't really into fitness. My fitness journey happened by accident. Mm-hmm. When I tell people the story, they think it's the funniest thing they've ever heard. My oldest daughter has autism, mm-hmm. and I got her involved in a gym that was doing classes for children or people with autism. Mm-hmm. And I used to drop her off, and I used to sit in the reception and just drink cups of tea with the other parents and not partake. We were doing a fundraiser to raise money for this gym for the kids group thing. So I'd gone to this night out, got absolutely, can I swear?
Yeah, swear as much as you want.
Absolutely fucking shit-faced. And allegedly, the story goes that I said I do not back down from any challenge that's presented to me.
Right.
So anyway, I wake up the next morning, hungover as hell, and I look at my phone, and there was notifications that I'd signed up for Tough Mudder. And the sheer horror that entered my body. One, I'm hungover, and two, I'm like, what the fuck have I just done?
Oh, no.
And then the realization that I had 13 days to get ready for the classic Tough Mudder.
Wow.
So I was like, shit, now what do I do?
Oh, dear.
I'd paid for the thing in full and the transport, which was a coach for us all, and for the snacks and everything else involved. That's how drunk I was.
That's drunk. That's impressively drunk.
Yeah. So that next day, I thought, what do I do now? So I joined said gym.
Brilliant.
And I went hard for 13 days, like literally 2-3 hours a day to get ready for Tough Mudder. Did Tough Mudder, absolutely enjoyed it. And then, fell in love with the gym.
Fantastic. Great stuff. Okay. But your personal story doesn't stop there, does it?
In what regards?
In regards to you and your recent or fairly recent history.
My health history.
Yeah.
So I had, I've always had health issues. I have Crohn's disease, which I was diagnosed in, I think, 2010. I was then told I had fibromyalgia. Then I got osteoarthritis. And then I fell very, very, very unwell in 2021. I think it was during COVID. And it lasted for about 6 months of being very sick. I couldn't eat food and keep it down. I couldn't drink anything, keep it down. I couldn't brush my teeth without being sick. And it lasted for 6 months. I had lost an incredible amount of weight. I think I was probably below 8 stone. and then had a stroke. I thought it was just a headache and a combination of feeling as shit as I was for the 6 months.
Yeah.
Dismissed it for 3 days.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it happened on the Sunday evening, I think. And then by the Wednesday, I kind of felt like I was displaced. I can't really describe that feeling, but I just kind of felt like I wasn't within myself.
Right.
And I must have not looked very well. Because my youngest daughter was like, I think I need to ring the doctor. So yeah, she did, and I got taken in. But obviously it was during COVID, so I was kind of by myself.
Right. Oh dear.
So yeah.
But fully recovered now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great. So that's a lucky escape from a stroke. But so I alluded to it earlier and I said I really wanted to get you on because for me, obviously, the very fact that, you are a survivor from a stroke that has recovered, that's still doing PT and everything else. And you're I don't want to use the word unique, but uncommon in the fact that you are an Asian woman in this field.
Yeah.
Which is very uncommon at the moment. It's more and more common for women to get involved in the field now, but not for Asian women or indeed women from any colour.
Yeah.
I don't know a single other Asian PT. So,
yeah. I think there's a few
female
ones.
Okay.
If you look on Instagram, you'll probably see quite a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of them. But
probably down south there's loads, but
yeah,
I mean
but
up here where we are.
There's probably only a handful of us.
Right, yeah. How have you found that?
I wouldn't say that I've noticed a difference in it.
Good.
I mean, the whole PT thing, I think I wouldn't have done it unless I didn't fall ill. And then me falling ill and then coming out of the hospital and then getting told your muscle mass was dangerously low, but you're not allowed to go back into a gym because for health and safety reasons, which then prompted me to build a gym at home for myself. But I think because I had nobody to turn to, and I had no guidance and I had no support, just kind of made me feel like I don't think I want other people to feel like that. I don't think I want other people to feel like if they felt as shit as I did, that they've got somebody in me that they can turn to and seek guidance or any sort of support that I can offer, because I felt so crap.
Yeah.
And I felt vulnerable and I felt alone.
Fantastic. Well, not fantastic. You felt like that, but fantastic that it gave you the motivation to become a PT. So you've got all these health barriers, and you've had to learn, because I'm not going to say your age, but you're not 21.
No.
There's some VAT on that.
And some.
Yep. So you've come into it fairly later than a lot of people would come into being a PT. Most kids are fairly young when they become PTs and stuff. And with all the health things, and then on top of it, recovering from a stroke. So I've got to take my hat off to you. I honestly, I think your story is one that, should inspire other people. If you're not inspired to get your lazy bum off a couch and go and work by somebody like you, I don't know what it would take to inspire people. I genuinely don't.
Yeah. If you get to the point where I couldn't lift myself off a toilet, I couldn't get myself out the bath, I couldn't dress myself properly. The struggle was that bad. And I didn't see that I had depleted that much in the lead up to me getting admitted into hospital. It was only when I came out and I just thought, what the fuck have you done? And then I just thought to myself, I need to fix it now. I need to kind of, get myself better.
And here you are now, picture of health.
Yeah.
Yeah. Evidence back to normal, and you're now actively helping other people through this. Because unlike most other PTs and stuff like that, we just take people as they arrive on our door. But you're actively looking for people that have got health issues to help them, aren't you?
I'm the as far as I've been told, I'm the only one advertising as a person helping people with disabilities and mental health, neurodiverse people in Renfrewshire and Greater Glasgow, which I think is shockingly shit. Yeah,
it is. It's funny because I've got classes with a broad range of people attend my classes. Some of them have got, additional needs and things like that. But I don't, I suppose I can't really compare myself because I don't actively advertise my classes. So, but yeah, no, even when I didn't actively ever put in it, come along if you've got, I don't know, mental health issues, or come along if you've got, neurodivergent or anything. I just said, come along. Yeah. So the very fact that you're actively saying to folk, because I think everybody that's watched any of my podcasts will know, last year when I had cancer, and when I tried to recover from cancer, trying to find a gym or a trainer or something else that could actually specialize with me is near on impossible. There was one gym in Tradeston that on their website they specialised in everything else. I contacted them and they never got back to me. That could have been the way I contacted them. I may have done something wrong, but they never got back to me. So I had to find that for myself. I had to learn. I had to develop myself back into fitness. So no, all credit to you for the fact that you're actively out there, deliberately putting yourself out and saying, this is what I want to do. These are the people I want to help. And the very fact that it's all born from personal experience and suffering is so it's. I'm gonna light the subject shortly. Okay, I don't want it to sound like we're about to have a funeral or anything like that. But I truly am impressed, and I've met you loads of times now. Yeah, I've never really expressed it in that way before, so you're probably shocked I'm even saying that to you. But I truly am. I am impressed, and I'm always surprised by what brings people into the industry, and what do they want to achieve in it. So what do you want your legacy to be? Well, the day from 50 years from now where you hang up your boots.
I want to, as you know, the future goal. Mm-hmm. I want a space where people with disabilities, people with mental health, neurodiverse people of religion, they have a place where they belong in the gym community, where they feel like it's their space. Yep. Instead of these commercial gyms and every other gym dotted about where it's a cookie cutter gym, one shoe fits all. I want to break that mold and create something that is clearly lacking.
Absolutely.
And I think that, everybody deserves a space in the gym community, and I think, it's about time that it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No,
we just need somebody to give us a break.
Well, yeah. So, right, we're going to say this out now. As PJ has said, we've been trying for about a year.
A year.
About a year to find a landlord that will give us a big enough space for them to actually open a gym in Renfrewshire. If you know a landlord that has a 5,000 square foot ish.
Yeah, with a car parking space.
With some car, because obviously we need. It's funny, a lot of gyms don't need car parking, but given the client base that you're trying to get, we need car parking, or certainly within sensible distance. And I don't mean 100 yards down the road there's a car park. 10 yards is what we're talking about. So if you know anybody out there in Renfrewshire, preferably close to Renfrew or Paisley, that has 5,000 square foot that would allow a gym to open up in it, let us know. drop a comment. We'll do the rest of the work. We're not asking for free. If you want to give it for free, we'll take it.
We'll take it.
But we're prepared to pay for it. But honestly, I find it incredible because you're not the only gym or fitness people that I'm currently dealing with in my day job, trying to help find space. And why do landlords not want a gym? I don't understand it. I just don't, because it's guaranteed income. You get people in the door, they sign up for a contract for a year or whatever, and yet landlords don't want their money.
No.
Mental. So what are you looking for? Tell them what would be ideal.
It needs to be accessible, wheelchair friendly, car parking space, preferably one flat leveled area, and it needs to have toilets.
Yeah.
And that's it. Not asking for a lot. I just need a unit.
Yeah. We'll do the work.
Just need a space, and I just need to start it. That's it. It's just we're at this point now where we're just like, is it going to happen? Because we're trying a year before we even met you.
Yeah.
And now we're a year into
that. Yeah.
Into that.
We thought we had a space, but unfortunately, the landlord changed their mind. We won't go into too much about that because it's not fair on the landlords. They're not here to defend themselves. That particular one, but in general, I'm really, really struggling. Cannot find a landlord that will give us a space. There's loads of spaces out there that will meet it. There are loads of them, and none of them seem willing to say, yeah, a gym. Oh, great, come on then. And you're absolutely right. Renfrewshire, the west of Scotland, needs this sort of gym. The reason I absolutely agree that they need it, I had a young girl at one of my classes week before last. Or was it last? In the last 2 weeks. And she is 12 years old. I'm not going to tell you any more than that about her, but she is autistic. And even turning the music down, because I still needed to have the music on to get the feel for everybody else. Even turning it down, she really, really struggled. Really struggled with the sensory overload, because she was taking part in a boxing class, so the music's not blaring, but the music's pumping. She's having to wear gloves rather than wraps, and then she's got boxing gloves on top of that. It was just overload for her. She couldn't do it, to the point where her and her mum left early.
Right.
That's not on.
Yeah.
People shouldn't have to do that. I had a class, to be fair, that had 15 other people in it. That I'm like, what do I do here? I don't have enough experience to be able to run a class with 15 people that don't need additionality for one that does. So we need this type of venue.
Yeah.
Not personally, I don't need it, but the people of Renfrewshire need this type of venue. And personally, again, this is a shout out to the landlords. You'd be full constantly. Yeah. For the people that want this and that need that, not even want, and I really mean need.
Need. I think if you put fitness as a whole for them, it creates a release in them. It just gives them an out of that feeling of being trapped.
Yeah.
They may not perform the exercises correctly. It doesn't matter. They may just go there and just literally dick around. It does not matter. They are there. They're doing something different to their day-to-day activities, and it gets them out of the house. It gets them away from their parents. It's doing something different. It's movement, and it does them the world of good.
Absolutely.
I've seen it a million times over. They just need a space and somebody to take a chance on them.
And why can't we get it? It's just,
yeah.
It's anyway. I could bang on about it all night because it really does. It annoys me of all the businesses that I have tried to help over the last year. Yours, because it's not just you. There are two of you in the business. Unfortunately, Kirsten's on holiday. She couldn't be here, but never mind. We'll get her next time. Next time we'll have you on, and we're talking about how great your gym's doing. Yeah. honestly, it's one of the ones that has probably annoyed me that we haven't been able to get something, you know,
Yeah.
because we aren't asking for things for free, but we're saying we will pay for this.
Yeah.
Just give us a space. What a difference you could make in the world, and that's not an exaggeration, you know.
Before I'd even thought about becoming a PT, qualified years and years and years before I even entered a gym, this was a vision of mine.
Mm-hmm.
This was something I dreamt of doing. I used to do the National Autistic Society clubs and stuff. So I used to be around the kids of all ages, and we used to run sports classes and things like that. So I'd seen what it used to do for them.
Right.
So I'd had this like lifelong dream that this is what I wanted to do. And then
you just didn't know you'd be running it.
My path just led me to becoming the PT, and I just thought, you know what? Yeah, I think this is the route for me.
Fantastic.
Name me a gym where a person in a wheelchair can wheel themselves around and use the equipment. I don't think there is one out there.
There's certainly not many that have got equipment that are adapted for wheelchairs.
Yeah.
This is the thing I find is interesting, because somebody will say, but I mean, as long as it's got a rack, you know, you can just wheel your wheelchair into a rack and everything else. That's great. However, that's the person in the wheelchair adapting to fit the equipment.
Yeah.
There is not the equipment that's been adapted to fit the wheelchair user. And I think that's a massive difference and a massive thing people miss when we're talking about this, you know, because technically, if I wanted to do overhead press and I was in a wheelchair, then I could just wheel my chair into a rack.
Yeah.
But how stable am I now? I'm now in a wheelchair with a rack, with whatever lift, you know. And there are some amazingly strong people that are in wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Why would there not be, after all? So I totally agree with you. We should have an accessibility gym, and they shouldn't have to adapt to something. There should be something there that's adapted to their needs.
Yeah. It shouldn't be that people try so hard to be self-sufficient when they have disabilities, and then when it comes to places like a gym, they need to bring somebody with them because they can't be that way. Because they can't get around the equipment, or they can't set up, or they can't do something because the gym has not catered for them.
Yeah.
And then it takes that freedom away from them, takes that element.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've spoken about this before, actually, and I'll say it again. I appreciate it was not to the same degree. I broke my foot. I was stupid, and I dropped a weight on it when I was too busy talking, not busy looking. So I was doing an overhead press with somebody, pulled the weight off, didn't have hold of it, and just guillotined my foot. Lovely. I was in hospital for weeks, and anyway, I came out of hospital and went, right, I'm absolutely fine up top. Let me get back into the gym. But of course, I had to do everything seated, and it changed everything. It's not the same thing when you don't have the ability to just go, just grab that weight and walk around with it. And I just say, well, first of all, how are the weights stacked? Where are the plate racks? How are they? Are you using free weights? Is it a machine? I can guarantee I don't know any gym that I've come across in Paisley, and I've come across a lot in Paisley and Renfrewshire, where they've a machine that a wheelchair has access to.
Yeah.
You know, an open rack, maybe, but then how'd you get the bar? How'd you get the weights? How'd you load it? Blah, blah, blah. But like, you know, any kind of machine, you know, lat pull downs or whatever.
Yeah.
Not the single one I've ever come across that's wheelchair adapted.
No.
So they are. Yeah. We are failing people.
100%.
Absolutely. So unless they go to some sort of specialist, because they're Olympic level or something like that, I'm pretty sure there'll be something there for those types of level of athletes. But for average Joe in the street that just wants to get fit because
Yeah.
they've, for no reason or for possibly no reason of their own or for some accident or lifelong whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
nobody's
they
interested
can't.
then.
Yeah, they're
You're
not
like, nah.
interested. No, they're discarded. And yet, that's all we ever hear about. All we ever hear about is inclusion in every other form of life.
Yeah.
You know, oh, you need to make sure you're including. You can't. And yet, we're basically telling them, but don't come to the gym.
Yeah,
Not right.
exactly. Because, health and safety.
Yeah. Health and safety. Yeah. It's like, he's got a broken spine. It's not going to get any worse.
Yeah.
Just shut up and let him come in. Aye, that's it.
Yeah. We're not
There are
insured.
other things. Aye, that's it. Aye, you're not insured because you've chose not to be.
Yeah.
That's it with a lot of these things. But anyway, right, okay. We've flagged enough people off for that. We've done enough about this. Okay, so one of the things I like to do in this, I've got a bit of a, not a problem with, because that's probably the wrong way of doing it, a bit of a lack of understanding of a particular fitness thing that's going on at the moment, right? And it's called High Rocks.
Oh, a glorified children's playground.
Okay, so we're
what you used to do in primary school, sports day. It's just an upgraded version. That's what that is.
Right, they are.
It's just it's the primary school sports day for adults.
Answered my question. What
Who
are your
in
feelings?
their right mind, sane mind, would do that?
See,
Psychopaths.
I'm one of these people that is, because of what I do here, I'm prepared to have somebody, and I keep saying, let's get somebody on that's got High Rocks, that does High Rocks, that can explain to me why. Because at the moment, I'm not quite as animated about it as you.
But it's exactly what it is, isn't it? In how else can you explain it? It's just literally what we used to do in primary school sports day.
See, to me, when somebody asked me, so what is High Rocks? I said, it's kind of a lazy CrossFit. At least when you do a CrossFit competition, they change the events.
Yeah.
And you've got to think about it, and you've got to learn it, you've got to train it. Whereas every High Rocks event is exactly the same.
Run for a bit, burpees for a bit.
Run for a bit, carry some kettlebells for a bit, run for a bit.
Slam balls for a bit.
Yeah, there's no difference. And I don't get it.
Push a sled for a bit.
Yeah. And then take your top off and run around without your top on.
That's it.
Don't understand that.
And then at the end of it, you just go, completed it, mate. The novelty, I don't get it. No. It's just like.
So do you think this is a fad that will die out, or?
No, I think that what's going to happen in 10 years from now, there's going to be the High Rocks Platinum.
Right.
And then it's just going to keep progressing into stupidity. And it's just going to be like levels.
Okay. Because for me,
it's going to get dumber and dumber.
The question I've asked, and I've literally spoken to everybody about this that's come onto the podcast about High Rocks, is will it be a fad? Will it die off? CrossFit was on everybody's lips 5 years ago. 2 years ago, CrossFit, everybody talked CrossFit this, CrossFit that. I don't hear people talking about CrossFit anymore. And I'm just thinking, is High Rocks going to be the new CrossFit until whatever comes and replaces High Rocks comes along?
You never know. I mean, they might just get like pumped up version to High Rocks or blend the two, High Rocks and CrossFit. And then this hybrid thing concoction comes out, and then it's just like,
Okay, so we're quite clear about your opinion on High Rocks.
Yeah, it's just, I see it, and I'm just like, swipe off.
Swipe off, yeah.
Because just like, I logically, I mean, I've been asked, would I like to do the High Rocks? And I just laugh, thinking, don't be so fucking stupid. It's like, my knees would hate me for life.
Yeah.
My soul would probably leave my body.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think, a lot of the people that take part in it, that you see on the telly or on the YouTube channels, stuff like that, are incredibly fit athletes, and really are stupidly fit. Fit more than they actually need to be fit. But the average man in the street is not High Rocks built.
No. But see, all these fit people, they're probably like really like fit, 6-packs and all that, and thick upstairs. See, because you got to weigh it up here. You know, the ratio's never right, is it? It's either you've got a brain and you don't have the 6-pack, or you have the 6-pack and you don't have the brain. Can't have it all.
There you go. There's certainly one way of looking at it.
So that's probably how they're in High Rocks.
Cool. Rather than what sport? So, okay. High Rocks, you definitely don't like High Rocks.
Oh, God, no.
I'm still not a fan of High Rocks. I don't understand it, and I don't understand the reasoning of it. But I'm a little bit more open-minded than you.
Yeah.
But that's just because I really want somebody to come and tell me. I really want somebody that's into High Rocks.
High Rocks not stand for something?
I have no idea.
I'm sure High Rocks has a definition.
It probably is. It probably is. We'll get Curtis to double check that. He'll Google it now
I'm
for
sure
us.
it's got a definition of where it's come from and stuff.
Just the reasoning behind it, and I could Google it and I could look and but I can't be bothered because I'm not that interested. But I would love to have somebody that does High Rocks come along and actually, tell me. See, as far as I'm concerned, right, I do believe the fact that people are moving, the fact that people are in sport is more important, first of all.
Yeah.
Okay, first and foremost, that's far more important. But I'm as interested in High Rocks as I am in snowboarding. And I don't snowboard. I don't care. It doesn't, it's not a thing for me. High Rocks is not a thing for me.
The thing is, it's like, what do you benefit from doing High Rocks?
Mm-hmm.
Your joints are probably like,
screaming at you every morning.
Exactly. So what are your benefits? What do you gain from it, apart from a big juicy medal at the end of it?
Yeah.
And your picture where you look like, you completed the High Rocks. What's the benefits of it?
It's an interesting one. To be fair, my knees scream at me every morning anyway. So
I did that Tough Mudder. Would I do it again? Fuck no. I discovered things about myself.
Ring an endorsement of Tough Mudder. Yeah.
Going underwater.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Ice cold water. Not for me. That, I don't know what the hell it was, but I had to run and go up this ramp at full fucking speed and somebody to catch me.
Yeah.
Not for me. I thought my arms were going to come off.
No.
I literally thought my arms were going to detach from the rest of my body.
Brilliant.
Not for me.
I did think about doing Tough Mudder a wee while ago, and then quickly went, nah, I don't like being that dirty. You're all right. You can keep it.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with anything else. So the water bit, I'm not keen on the water bit either. To be fair, I don't like being underwater. But it's just been that manky. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Not interested. Considering from 6 years old till about mid-20s, I was a rugby player. So, and I was always manky. Nowadays, I'm like, nah, you're all right. You can keep all that. Not interested.
I mean, I see videos of the High Rocks, and people literally piss themselves whilst doing the High Rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, it's not that deep. I don't get it.
Yeah, no.
Some people complete it in like an hour and like 15 minutes. And Julie over there's pissing her pants. I don't get that. My mind is just like blown.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because I'm just like,
there's not many sports you would deliberately, pee yourself.
What makes that happen when, I don't know, you're just like doing burpees and must be the intensity of it. I don't know.
To be fair, High Rocks lost me the minute I saw a burpee. It's just like, nah, absolutely not. And more than that, to me, there's something we can definitely discuss because I don't know if you will feel the same with me or not. I never ever put a burpee in any of my classes at all.
I hate them.
Good. I personally hate burpees and I will never do them.
Yeah.
And I also, from a professional point of view, don't see the point in them. 90% of people that do them can't do them properly or don't do them properly. So don't actually get the benefit from what they're meant to be doing anyway. So why would you do them?
Scientifically, a burpee is a relevant exercise. Mm-hmm. It does nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. See, that's my point. I'm glad you agree with me.
Yeah.
Just stop doing them. They're just nonsense. They're just nonsense.
Just a pointless exercise. Just a waste.
Good.
So I hate them.
And you just look stupid as well.
Yeah. I detest them.
Yeah, no, good. That's fine. I'm glad we definitely agreed on that. That's good. We agreed on quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. There we go. Burpees, no. High rocks, nah.
Well, you need to get somebody on that can define what a high rocks is and kind of, sell it to you.
I said we can define what high rocks is, but
shit.
I just want. That's the Google translation of it.
Yeah.
For me, it is the why. It's the why. Why would you win? There are so many other fitness things you could do out there.
Yeah.
So, okay, high rocks. We've put that to bed. In terms of fitness, or sports and things like that for you, what would you use as your sort of medium, your base sport? If you were to say, if I was taking part in a sport, that would be it.
Right now, I'm gonna say I'm low key obsessed with boxing.
Nothing wrong with that.
So Kirstine, who's my business partner, runs the boxing classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been going to the Wednesday classes for over a year and progressed probably like that. And then I think March of this year, I started doing the Sunday classes because I'd lost a lot of the other boot camp classes I was doing. So I started incorporating the Sunday class and I started progressing, which was quite good. And then I discovered this guy I call him my gym dad.
Right.
His name is Danny. He's quite an older gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And he does taekwondo.
All right, okay.
And he's quite good at teaching. And he's kind of took me under his wing.
Mm-hmm.
And he has done for maybe the past couple of months. Since I've been with him on a Wednesday and sometimes most Sundays, he takes me for about a good half an hour before the class starts and I do sparring.
Right.
I've gone and I've progressed.
Good.
And my technique has got better.
Fantastic.
I have felt it, but I've been told it. And then, and I've started sparring and stuff as well. So kind of feel like boxing has become a thing. Would I ever do white collar? No, I'm not that psychotic.
Fantastic.
I still believe that I've got so much to learn.
Yeah.
But I'm eager to learn. I feel like I've got somebody that is quite good at teaching me.
Brilliant. See, it is amazing that, isn't it? And I think we had a conversation, obviously, before we started this about one of my other podcasts where I rant about stop judging people and everything else for what they're like. And that's another great example of just finding the right person.
Yeah.
Makes a difference. It doesn't matter how good somebody else was that was training you. They just need to be right for you. Whether they are, the best trainer in the world. If they're not right for you, then it doesn't matter how good they are. But fine. So glad you found Danny. See, I'm glad I remembered that as well. And he's made a difference because for me, I think boxing as a base for any fitness is phenomenal. And I really do. I base all my fitness stuff around boxing. And even when I was at my absolute peak in strongman, I still did boxing training at least once a week. So I was a 23 stoner, massive big lad. I'm literally half the size I used to be. And I still was boxing at least once a week, or doing the boxing training. Sorry, I wasn't boxing once a week because that would be stupid. But I was doing boxing training once a week to keep the fitness up, and it worked.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Okay, so what annoys you then about the fitness industry at the moment? What have you seen out there recently, or what keeps coming up on Facebook that you think, if I could strangle these people, I would?
I think I'm going to say the word a lot. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
I only follow people on Instagram, fitness people that are science-based.
Right.
I like to learn. I like to get my knowledge. That's correct.
Yep.
So I follow a lot of science-based people. I follow a lot of bodybuilders. just because I like to understand the world of bodybuilding and how they get into the bulk phase, the cutting phase, you know, how lean they get onto stage, and the disordered eating that comes with it, and all that sort of stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's all education. You learn from it. I just don't like all these people, young people on social media, trying to get Instagram famous, talking bullshit for the sake of talking it. And none of it makes any fucking sense.
It's funny because if I'm honest, I follow 3 fitness people on YouTube and the same 3 fitness people on Instagram. That's it.
Right, okay.
And again, one of them I follow because they are super qualified. They've got degrees and everything coming out of their ears, and it is all science backed. And he's very good at doing the research. I mean, I don't have to do it. So, you know, he'll tell you where the paper is and what paper it was, and then you can go and find it and read it yourself. But he does all that for you, so it's much easier. It's brilliant. And then I follow another one because he puts up lots of exercises, classes and stuff like that for me. So it means I can be lazy and not come up with my own. But he does it. That's why he does it. To be fair, I'm not stealing somebody else's stuff. He does it so you can. And then the other one I follow just because I like him. No other reason. It doesn't.
You gonna give any names, or are we just gonna go?
No. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you about him afterwards. The one that's science based that does a lot of stuff, who's super qualified, is Mitchell Hooper, who's used to be, he was the world's strongest man. But I follow him because of my sport. You know, I take part in that sport.
Yeah.
Plus the fact he does, as I say, he does say to you, this is the paper.
Yeah.
This is the research. You can read. You can go out and do it and read it yourself. I'd watched a few others, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, so the research says, yeah, what research?
Yeah.
Where was it? You know, what was that study? You know, you see the study about mega dosing creatine at the moment. That seems to be everywhere, right? Creatine suddenly become this absolute wonder drug that nobody ever knew about. No, it's been around for ages, and it's not a drug. It's just a thing that you produce naturally in your brain. For most of us that are involved in high-intensity sports, we don't physically produce enough, so it's good to take some extra. That's the science behind it. Now what we've got is loads of other people saying, but if you take X amount, or you take this, or you don't take that. And somebody was talking about megadosing, which is between 20 and 40 grams a day per person. That's a megadose, apparently. But then they tell you about the research. They go, but they just say the research.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, let's find this research. So the research was actually done, the one that I found on it, on a very, very small group for a very short period of time. So how is that actual research? That doesn't prove anything.
Was it like based on like 1 to 8 people or 1 to 9 people?
Yeah. You know, that's nothing. That's literally, I think if I'm right, it was like 10 men that had the research on for this particular one. And then it didn't really make any difference. No. It added a little bit, and some of them said they felt more energized and else. That's just nonsense.
It just absorbed in the muscles quicker, but then it was exactly the same outcome as you doing the microdosing.
It's an interesting one, though, because I also then look at it from a logical point of view, where you're saying, so somebody that's just, let's say, a normal person is being told to take between 3 and 5 grams a day, right?
Yeah.
Of creatine, and that will, you know, your brain will, your body, once it saturates your muscles, your brain will have what's left and help your brain functionality, because your brain is the biggest single draw on energy in your body, right? Okay, that's what we're told. So if I then have a much bigger muscle mass than the average man in the street, how is only 3 to 5 the same for me as it is for them? Logically, and I'm not saying I'm wrong, and I'm not saying it's right, but logically that doesn't stack up. You know, if somebody with very low muscle mass needs between 3 and 5, then surely somebody with a lot of muscle mass needs more than 3 to 5. Otherwise, how do you saturate the muscles?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just like, I don't know enough about how creatine actually works in the body. I know what it does, and I know your reasoning and everything else, but how it breaks down into fibers and things, I don't know enough about it. And I'm very honest about that with folk. But with my logical head on, I go, if it works for him at 3 to 5, how does it work for me? You know, the last time I did a body composition thing, my skeletal muscle was at 50 kilos, right? So if I've got 50 kilos of skeletal muscle and somebody else has got 20, how do we need the same? That doesn't make any sense, logically.
Yeah. But then it will work the same with just like your generic medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But generic medicine is not about flushing or saturating muscle mass. So if I'm saturating my muscles, and as I say, I don't know enough about how creatine actually work. I know, see, that's strange. I know how it works and I know what it does and anything else.
I think there's a lot more research papers on it.
Oh, there's loads now.
Yeah.
There's loads now. But it's a weird one. And the fact that there are lots more people coming out and saying, actually, do you know what? 3 to 5 is great for the normal person. But for those involved in real power, sports and things like that with lots of muscle mass, actually, nothing wrong with 15 grams a day.
See, because I never took it initially. Mm-hmm. I still haven't, because I've got chronic kidney disease.
Right.
That's another one I didn't tell you about.
But there's lots of research saying it actually
so at the beginning, when I was first diagnosed about 2 years ago, the GP said, hold off until you're stable.
Yeah.
And you've got a stable reading. Mm-hmm. So I've been stable now for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Still at stage 3 A.
Yeah.
So there's 2 stages in the stage 3. There's A and B. Mm-hmm. I'm still sitting at the stage A. So I went back and he says, I think you'll be fine now because there isn't anything to say that it will make a difference.
Yeah. Because it changes your reading, but doesn't actually change the functionality.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing, isn't it? And I understand that. If your doctor's saying, wait a minute, we need to have a set reading before you start messing around.
Yeah. But by that point, he's already put that thought in my head. So I was just like, bro, it's going straight back in that kitchen cupboard.
Take it.
Not doing it.
But I think there's enough research now to show that it doesn't actually affect the kidney function.
Oh, shit.
It's all right. What it does is it affects the readings from your kidney. So
I think, don't know if you've heard of a bodybuilder called Chris Bumstead.
Yes, I have. Yes.
He's got kidney disease. Mm-hmm. So he used to talk about a lot of the steroids and stuff he was on and the effects it had on his kidneys. Mm-hmm. And obviously now he's retired, purely down to age, getting married, he's having his second kid, and health. I think his kidneys, he's never really talked about it, but I think they played a factor in where his life was going. Yeah,
probably. Steroids will do all sorts of things to you, but we need to make sure everybody's fully aware creatine is not a steroid.
It's not, no.
Not a steroid. It occurs naturally in your body. Your body produces it naturally. Yeah. Most people only produce about 1 gram a day naturally. And that's why they tell you to take more because it will help with your muscle function and your brain function more than anything else. But there we are. Okay. Right. Anything else annoying you about the fitness world in
I've got hundreds of things. Hundreds. I mean, these people that go, this is one plate of 300 calories. This is 300 calories and you're just like, I don't give a fucking shit. I mean, if you can't define how many calories are in something you're eating, then you're just thick as shit. Because I don't understand why there's about 1 million people on Instagram doing the same thing over and over and over again.
As we said before, it's for likes and followers, isn't it?
Yeah.
And well, I think as well, a lot of it is, would you like to eat this place of cakes that are 3,000 calories, or would you like to eat this plate of meat for 3,000 calories? And you're thinking,
I'd have the cakes, thanks.
I think if I want to lose fat and I think eating cakes is the right way to go, then there's a bigger problem than understanding calories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why would I eat that in the first place if I'm trying to lose fat?
Yeah.
You know, it's as you say, it's bonkers. But
and then there's this whole new craze
Instagram.
of this. I don't know the word for it. Psychotic, maybe. People training, like, I don't know. They need to. They're training to run from the ward or something. Have you seen them? They're on like box jumps with bars, Olympic bars, and then they're chucking it to another person, and then they're jumping off the box, and then chucking the bar back, and then
asking to get smacked in the face with a bar.
Yeah. Last night's was she was on a band,
right,
on a Smith machine, and she had a bar, and she was squatting
on a band in a Smith.
On the band, she was squatting up and down on the band with an Olympic bar on her back, giving it beans.
So first of all, I don't understand being on a bar, but why would you squat in a Smith machine?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, none of that's right. None of that's right.
How did you balance on the band? I'd be shaking. Never mind balancing with the bar on my back.
There you go. So that just goes to prove that if you go onto Instagram or YouTube, there is just all sorts of mentalness.
It's just like, well, I don't know,
just
fitness is very simple. Mm-hmm. But yet here we are, complicating it.
Yeah. Because it doesn't look right. I just lift that up and put it down again. No. We need to make that look 17 times harder than that.
Yeah.
No.
Nothing is simple anymore. It's just like, how can we complicate that?
Brilliant.
I know.
PJ, thank you very much for coming. It's been lovely talking to you. And it's been great that you've been so down to earth and refreshing. You've not hidden anything. You've not hidden behind anything whatsoever. It's been absolutely brilliant. And I really appreciate you coming along.
No worries.
Hopefully you get the new business. What is it called again?
It's called Unity Wellness and Fitness.
That's it. Unity Wellness and Fitness. Community interest company, because that's the other thing people need to know. You're not doing this to make yourself a millionaire. No. This is a community interest company. So it's a social enterprise. You are absolutely 100% trying to help the community.
Yeah.
You're not just lining your own pockets. You are, Kirsten. So that's brilliant. So anyway, guys, thank you very much, PJ. I've really enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed this chat. If you want to hear more, you know what to do. We're available wherever you get your podcast, whether it be Spotify, YouTube, or anything else. You'll see plenty of us on TikTok and Facebook and on Instagram. Make sure you give us a like and a follow. And again, I don't say this often enough. I've got to say a big shout out to Studio 23 again for having us in and just making a great night for us. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Give us a like. We'll see you again soon. And just remember, keep smiling. Everything is easy with a smile.